Talking to myself and I can't focus. Yeah, I'm broken. The door is closing. Wanna be a part of something more than this. I've lost control of it. I've lost control. Talking to myself and I can't focus. Yeah, I'm broken. The door is closing. Wanna be a part of something more than this. I've lost control of it. I've lost control. Talking to myself and I can't focus. Yeah, I'm broken. The door is closing. Wanna be a part of something more than this. I've lost control of it. I've lost control. Talking to myself and I can't focus. Yeah, I'm broken. The door is closing. Wanna be a part of something more than this. I've lost control of it. I've lost control.
Welcome to Rokk Around the Clock, daily cloud gaming news live at the same time, Monday to Friday. But first, if you're new to the show, please subscribe and hit the bell. If you'd like to support the channel, why not hit the join button on the channel homepage and become a member of Team Rokk? Here he is. It's the very fellow. Without the team, but it's still me. How are you? 1st of March. Do you know what? Apparently, I discovered today, the 1st of March is the meteorological start of spring, which basically means the weathermen believe this is the start of spring, the 1st of March. I'm taking it. I don't have to wait till the spring equinox. I'm happy. I'm happy to consider this the beginning of spring. How are you guys? Wednesday, the 1st of March. February's gone. January's gone. They're pretty, insignificant months, aren't they? I mean, anything that happens in January is my birthday. Other than that, not worth a wrinkle. Miss Phoenix, she's right, It is St. David's Day if you are Welsh. If you're Welsh, and there's a few of you in the chat like that's a bit of Welsh, I always end up sounding like a Pakistani. I'm really, really sorry. I don't mean to upset anybody. It kind of just happens. Oy vey. But it's St. David's Day, and that's daffodils and Welshness. Very nice. I like Wales. I've only ever been a few times. I've been to Cardiff and Newport. Aberfan. I went to Aberfan. So a few little places and what have you. It's all well and good. Good day to everybody. Good day, Adam. How are you, my friend? Good to see you, my good friend from New York. Interesting this. I've got a new update through to the chat system that I use, and it's kind of it's overlapping some of the chat messages, but I can still see Geek to Sneak, Ayo, boom boom boom. Nice one. How are you, my friend? Raymond, the lovely 49-year-old. Let's celebrate your 49, mate. Let's just do it. How are you, dude? Ray the Gaming Cyborg it's his birthday this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. But it's okay. It's all right. It's another chapter, isn't it? It's all it is. It's just another page in the book of life that we just casually read and digest and move forward on. You know the way it goes. Neil J, how are you, brother? Excuse me. Sip it. I hope you are well. Hope you're all well. Hit that thumb up for Rokk. Cheers, dude. Hey, Al, how are you, my friend? Al Davis Music. Doragon. How are you, dude? Good to see you. Hey, chat. So the exclamation mark win is running. I've got to be honest with you guys, I was a little bit perturbed before I came in to the show today. I was organising the wheels for the giveaway, and I went into YouTube to grab the list of members, and I was like, oh, I've lost like 15 members overnight. So what? What have I done? What have I said? What have I done to upset people? Of course, one of the things that you have to bear in mind is when people are gifted memberships, they are people that hadn't bought them before. So it's like, thank you very much, but they're unlikely to rejoin when the gift is over. So yeah, it's a nice short-term boost to your members. But I don't tend to do a side-by-side analysis on who's stayed, who's gone. Because otherwise you just go out of your brain, don't you? What have I done? What was the show that lost me these people? Was it doing something new? Was it not doing something that I used to do? Do you know what I mean? It's quite difficult. And the problem I do have, which I need to go and look at the numbers, is my Friday, my end of the month Friday Team Rokk Plus. The Team Rokk Pluses have been shrinking. And that means I'm getting to a point where I'm like, can I actually afford to buy a AAA game for that giveaway? Happen to have one anyway for this month. So don't you worry, folks. But if it continues to shrink, I may have to rethink. Which is a bit, I know it's a bit self-indulgent, guys. I'm sorry. But I just thought I'd share that with you. PyCon! PyCon's waving. Oh, hang on, why isn't it showing up on my... There he is. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. Getting it in there. Look, there's a little rabbit. A little rabbit hiding behind the wall with Forsen. How are you, Forsen? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in and joining us. Great to see you. Yeah, they were. I don't think I'd had that many gifted. That was the thing that was... Because about 6 weeks ago, we were up to about 72 members. I suppose it could be that amount, thinking about it. No, I reckon, yeah, it could be that. It could well be that. And, you know, that's just the way it goes, isn't it? That's just the way it is. Some gifts will never read them. Look, Rouster's getting in all of his memberships. Look at him. He's got hundreds of them. Look at all of these. What was the other one I saw just now? Oh, here he is. Look at these. So we have this one down the gym. This is the day in the life of Adam Rouster. So there he is. He's down the gym. Then he gets to work and he's on the phone. Sell, buy, sell, buy, hold IBM. He's doing it there, look. And then he's out for the weekend with the family. Look at that. Got the wife's hat on, just shielding himself from the sun. Fantastic, isn't it? A day in the life of Rouster. Oh, dear. Well, I'm well, thanks, says Neil. I've spent the afternoon being blown away by how good GFN Ultimate is. Ain't it just, my friend? So I've been playing Destiny 2, of course, Lightfall. I had to I've spent most of today building a website for my daughter, bless her. So she said to me last night, she messaged and she said, Dad, have a look at this website. I was like, it's great, but you got a domain. Yeah, it's okay, Dad. I subscribe to Wix Plus and I get the domain thrown in, and I'm like, I would buy you the domain. Why did you do that? I would just get it for you. I could get them trade price. And I would build the website for you. She was like, oh, well, I didn't want to bother you. What? So, you know, personal, commercial pride. I rebuilt the entire website and bought her a domain, bless her. So, a dear little thing. So anyway, that's that. So I've been doing that today, and in between I played some Lightfall last night before going to beddy buys, and then I got up this morning, did a couple of hours or an hour or something, and then I did another hour this afternoon. So getting it in on the old campaign, getting back in the fields, as it were. It does kind of feel like you're progressing a bit faster as well this time around. Is that by design, or is it just I've gone from whatever it was, 1500 to 1570 in a few hours, and it feels like, wow, this is cool. And they've got kind of some new progression ways of doing things, which is interesting as well. I'd still like to see them just kind of going a bit, trying out some new content rather than just shoot everybody in the room, move on to the next room, shoot everybody in the room, move on to the next room, bit of dialogue from that hideous ghost voice, next room, kill a couple more, boss, think it's the main boss but it's not, you go on, kill a bit more, main boss arrives, kill and dodge, shoot, dodge, kill, end of the thing, open the chest, couple of rubbish legendaries. I just wish they'd try something a bit new, you know, like some puzzles like they tried out in raids and stuff, but maybe I just haven't come across it yet. It's because power basically means nothing at the end game now. Well, that's good. I think that's good. I can't remember, Dorgan, how it used to be in Destiny 1, but I still think they kind of had it right at the end of D1. It kind of felt like it to me, but, you know, maybe I'm just misremembering. That's incredibly wholesome. She doesn't want to bother. I know, bless her. She didn't want to bother me. Sweetheart that she is. So I said, no, I will do this. And I can turn websites out pretty darn quick. And with my fastidious creative eye, right down to the fonts and the letter spacing and the colours and everything, and nothing gets by me. So I was really proud of having done that, and she's really chuffed. So, hey, what the heck? It's nice to build websites. I don't get to do them that often in the company. That we have professional folk what does that, you see. PyCon is a working and a lurking. And I hope all is well, boss. Yeah, thank you, my friend. Good to see you. You've done nothing wrong, Rokk, as you say. Gifted, but also cost of living. Little joyous things like this are unfortunately first to go. Yeah, no, this is true. It is true. The only problem I have at the moment is the whole site, the whole kind of growth of the channel is predicated on them members, because nobody gifts me money. So I think there's two reasons. One is if I want to, and by the way, I'm really not, I don't want this to sound like I'm moaning. I'm just talking about, you know, this is how I see things. If you watch shows by my American friends later in their night, then some of them, not all of them, tend to get more kind of gifts and, you know, chat stuff. But I think because this show goes out quite early in the day, it doesn't kind of, it's not really for that, which is fine. I mean, I don't expect it. It doesn't come in. I don't expect it. And I don't get much in the way of ad revenue either, even though I'm popping out quite a bit of content. If you think about it, we're doing about 10 hours a week, including all the side shows. But YouTube doesn't like live shows, and it doesn't put as many ads around them. It likes them pre-recorded because it can get a better feel for what the content is, and it can prep them, and it can look for the advertisers, and it's just, the whole thing of YouTube is really configured to work best for pre-record, which is why all my pre-record videos get the most views, as is the case for most people. So you don't get much ad revenue, and that leaves it with memberships. And the thing is that's what pays for the giveaways, you see. So that's the only concern, but it'll be fine, guys, don't worry. I'm just, you know what I'm like, I wear my heart on my sleeve, chaps, and I'm always honest with you, let you know how it goes. Young vet, erstwhile vet, now known as the One-Armed Bandit. How are you keeping, my friend? Crow, you received 1 ticket. Ooh, what was that, 1 ticket? Oh, was that from _win? It's quite weird because I set it to not show bots, and yet here they are. End of Destiny 1 is rose tinted. Well, I've still got Destiny 1, and I do play it from time to time. And I've got to be honest with you, mate, when I go in, it feels like going home for me. I maxed my characters. Like, I did everything in Destiny 1. And I was on top of it, and I just loved it. And early couple of years of Destiny 2 were okay, and then for me it just went all over the place. And it felt like it was pandering to sweaties, I hate that phrase, people that wanted, you know, the hardest, the most toughest content, tough raids, tough crucible. And that's not, you know, that's not me. It's not what I do. It's you young folk like Dorrigan and Rudigs. It's and Ninja, you guys who love your tough content. It's not for me. Crow, how are you, my friend? Hi all, hi to you. Doing good, says Vet. How are you feeling? Is it starting to... Because with breaks and things, it's painful to begin with, isn't it? And then it goes numb. And then it just aches forever. It's like a dull ache. And it irritates, and you're trying to get to sleep, and it's just pumping. How's that? Have you got to that phase yet? That's a good phase. That means that you're on the mend. But I guess they've probably got you taking some... what do you have? Do you have ibuprofen in the States? I think you call it something else, don't you? And then in the UK, it's ibuprofen or ibuprofen. Depends on what you prefer. But I'm trying to remember, because I remember when I've been in the States, it's not called that. It's called something else. Same 400 light on everyone. 65 raids as Sherpa. I miss D2 when I go back. Oh, yeah. I mean, look. I do. Don't get me wrong. D2 is a progression and D1 is definitely a step back. But it just kind of, to me, I just feel like, I think they're doing it with D2, by the way. They're not, I can never see a D3. I mean, they did say that they would just be doing it for 9 or 10 years, something like that. 9 years this year. I don't think they will. I don't think that they'll stop there. I think it's been too successful. But I think they're going to just keep adding seasons and updates and upgrades. I mean, what would be the point of the D3 now? They can literally roll out a whole new version of the game under the D2 banner, can't they? So I don't think there would be any point in that. Having said all of this, I've enjoyed what I've played so far. Yeah, I have. I've been enjoying it. I got through a couple of the boss fights that were annoying me. There was one, and you'll know the one I'm talking about, Dorrigan, where they kept dropping the flipping Cabal pods, and if you weren't kind of watching your step, they just landed on you before you could take out the boss. And took me ages to do it because I just kept getting hit by these pods, and it's like not even a really long mission, just very cleverly the pods. Other than that, I'm still waiting on Hogwarts to come from my renters. I can't say anything because I think I'm under embargo, but there'll be some GFN news tomorrow which excited me about a game that I bought a little while ago, which is now finally coming. So I look forward to explaining more about that tomorrow, but that's good. Looking forward to that. And wife's been out doing a lot of gardening. Bless her. I'm so crap at gardening. I can't do anything in the house. I'm useless. I can make the bed and I can dress myself and, ablutions. But decorating and gardening and cooking, I can't do it. I'm useless. Luckily, wife is an amazing chef. I mean, just par excellence. And then mother-in-law is brilliant at doing DIY and stuff. And then we got this little old fella from down the road who comes up and cuts the hedge. I've got it totally sorted. I did that mission with Rudigs earlier today. We got squashed. Yeah, it's well designed because that is the mechanic, isn't it? Ultimately, you've got to kind of find the places where you don't get squashed and just keep jumping. I'm always a hunter in D2. I've always pretty much played hunter. And so I'm just doing max jumping all the time. You can't even float like a warlock and just look down over it. So much fun. Enjoyed that though. Working my way around Neptune. I don't know how big. I think I read somewhere there were 23 separate missions in the initial campaign. I've certainly only done about 4 or 5, so I've got plenty more content to do, plenty more stuff to do, which is all good. News-wise, guys, today, again, as always, not a huge amount, if I'm honest with you, certainly not on the cloud front. I did have a little peep. There's some new countries being added to Game Pass, which, you know, I suppose if you're in Albania, Algeria, Bahrain, Bolivia, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Bulgaria, Costa Rica, Croatia, Cyprus, Ecuador, Egypt, Salvador, Estonia, Georgia, Guatemala, Honduras, Iceland, Kuwait, Latvia, Libya, Liechtenstein, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, Moldova, Montenegro, Morocco, Nicaragua, North Macedonia, Oman, Panama, Paraguay, Peru, Qatar, Romania, Serbia, Slovenia, Tunisia, Ukraine, or Uruguay. It's probably important for you. But, you know, I'm not. An Xbox Wire blog post today confirmed good news for the PC gaming community. I mean, it is good news. I wonder if... are there any territories that GeForce Now covers that Xbox Game Pass doesn't? Question. I wonder how that would work as far as the games and stuff. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? I've done 2 and I'm currently busy working before mission 3. I'm just going to take my time over it, mate. I know there are guys that take like days off work and then they just go for it and then they get it all done, and sometimes they do it because they want to do the first raid run or the first dungeon run or what have you. But then all you've left with is grind. So I'm not overly worried. I will take a couple of weeks, I think, just to work through the early campaign, just have a bit of fun with it. That's my plan. And of course, if Hogwarts arrives, then I will play that. That's the plan. Not to my knowledge. I think they cover the same regions. Yeah, I don't think GeForce Now covers anywhere exotic, does it? Not like, I mean, it does have its partners who cover Australia and some parts of India and so on. Some parts of South America that Nvidia don't cover. But I think pretty much the same Xbox areas. Raid is 10 days away, plenty of time to grind. Yeah, I haven't... Oh, God, I sound such a whingy mingy. I haven't done any raids in Destiny for... long time. Do you know what? I think the last raid I did was the one... I'm trying to think. The one I did completely and several times. The last one I did, and you're going to go now, my God, that's years ago, is the one where you're in up in Callus's throne area, and then you're in like a circular run and you have to jump through obstacles and dive through holes, and then you come back out again and shoot a few things and all that stuff. And you've got the dogs in the room where you've got to do your set path and all that. You know the one I'm talking about, right? It's like, I don't know how many raids back. That was the last one I did. I tell you the truth. I don't know, I reckon, Dorgan, I reckon you've done more than me. Did you not do the updated, oh crikey, what's it called? The one, that was 27, the Leviathan. There you go. There you go, 6 years ago. Well, 5 and a bit years ago. That was the last raid I did. There you go. Was it the first one? Well, it was my last one as well. I must have done others. I feel like I've done others. Yeah, I've done other ones. I did the one... I just can't remember what they're called. I've definitely done others. Whether or not I've completed, though, I don't know. I reckon I've done 3 or 4 raids. But there's been a couple I haven't bothered with. I've not even bothered to go into them, to be honest. Well, I tell you why, because there's such a time commitment. And there was a time when, in D1, we'd set a whole Friday or Friday night, and maybe we'd set some weekend time to get a raid done. And that was back when I had my boys. Even though I've got a clan with, I don't know, 98 members, I don't play with any of them. So I don't know. I think it's just because I'm getting older and I find I've got less patience. Last one Dorgan did was the 2019's Garden of Salvation. I remember that one. The dungeons are easy to sort. Yeah. I actually like the dungeons, to be fair. I think I've done... maybe I did the last dungeon. Up to the last dungeon. I'm trying to think. Which is the one that goes back to the EDC and you've got the huge ball creature thing, and it's like a throwback to one of the early things. That's the one I did. Oy vey. Guys, just to remind you, we have 7 minutes left. 7 minutes left to get your winnings innings. Hey, Rudigs, good to see you. Are you back from Hawaii? I loved seeing those photos of you in the waterfalls and up on the mountains. Amazing. Do you know, we went there, 1995. I think it was. We went to Hawaii. Jeez. But I can't remember where. Big Island, I think. Honolulu. Yeah, we were around there, I think. Hanging out with Rokk. Good to see you, my friend. Bless. No audio right now. Multitasking. Oh, well, you can come back and hear me after. Grasp of Avarice in the Loot Cave. Oh, yeah, that was the one. I've been stuck on the part we got to for an hour now. Damn. Oh, what the pods that drop down and squash you, Rudigs. Yeah, I was just talking about that. That's such a pain, isn't it? In the end, I had to come back and finish it off at lunchtime. Managed to get done first time, but you do have to find your place, don't you, where you're not going to get squashed. So annoying. 6 minutes left. Come on, guys. How are we doing here? We've got 16 in the giveaway, and we've got 15 watching the show. So that ain't a bad return. That ain't bad at all. Right, I'm just gonna have a quick look. So as I say, not much in the way of news. Sorry, guys. I wish there was. So there's not been a huge amount of news for a while now. And I mean, there is kind of odds and sods news, but I'm sort of thinking to myself, it's better covered on Rokk Players and then Rokk Show. So unless there's like a really interesting piece of news that I think is more than just some games have come out, you know, Thursday's pretty good for news because we get the GFN blog, which I know about a couple of days before, and we get the Epic game as well. So we've got a few things we can look at and talk about. But on your average day, there just ain't much to talk about. Not really. Uruguay, they're dead chuffed. They're going to get Game Pass. Anyway, no. And also, to be fair, there aren't that... I mean, it's still until GFN Source, or what do they call themselves in the end? Stadia Source became Cloud Source or something, didn't it? Until those guys get the new all-encompassing cloud site up, there's not many go-to places for news either. I do like The Verge. They do seem to have quite a good range of news, but not enough to, you know, we could sit here and just trundle through it, but what the heck. Adam's off for lunch. Sounds like a plan to me, my friend. You enjoy that? And Dorrigan says, I did the busy work to level up, Rudigs. May help. Avoid the lost sector, though. Oh, that's a thing I've never been able to do. Those legendary lost sectors. No, not a chance in hell. I've never been able to do one of those solo. And you only get the exotic if you do it solo, don't you? Oh, Martinez, you'll be all right, my friend. You'll be okay, dude. I just have always done it solo, and maybe that's partly the problem. And we spoke about this, didn't we, yesterday, Josiah, that there is no two ways about it. Destiny, for me and everybody else, is at its absolute best when there's at least another one of you. Because it's a social thing. It's designed to be a social thing. It's designed to be teams of 3 or 6, depending on the activity. So I like to do stuff solo, just simply because I like to just get in, do something and get out again. And if you organise and arrange for someone to meet you, you kind of have to make sure you're there, and you don't always get to choose the time, and you know what I mean? So that's just me. I'm the same with things like phones, funny enough. I never answer the phone. I mean, my mobile I will if it's for me, but at home, the home phone, never answer it. I let wife number one answer it. It's usually for her anyway, so I mean, that's fair enough. But I just, the whole thought of having to talk. Oh no, I don't want to talk. Send me a text, tweet me. But I'm an invis spamming hunter. Yeah, that's what I do all the time. That's mine as well, mate. That's me. And I max resilience. That's my thing. So I can just kind of try and stay alive as much as possible. Yeah, for sure. So much more fun with friends. No, it definitely 100% is. 100% it is, my friend, without a shadow of a doubt. It is fun playing with other people. I completely agree, and I should do more of that. You can come revive me. Yeah, see, that's a bonus, isn't it? When you're in the the areas where you can't respawn, they're painful when you're solo. But if there's another one of you, just hide. Get I've just got to hide and get my life back. Okay, here I come. Respawn. Woohoo! I do miss the old Destiny 1 Warlock who had that thing to come back to life. Do you remember that? His special was come back to life. It was like, have you got it? Quick, 3, 2, dish. And sometimes it would get down to 1, you think, oh no, and then you're back in the game, you go, yes, you freaking hero. Ah, it's true. It's Quiet News Day, Wednesday. Means Thursday will likely break the world. Yes, self-revive. Do you remember that? That was so much fun. It did mean it kind of was very situational. Self-res. Very situational in the sense that, you couldn't use your super a lot, could you? Because you had to be dead, and you would only use it if you were going to save the whole group, the whole fire team. It'd be pointless doing it for yourself so it was very. But if you were going into those raids, someone's got to be self-res. Yeah, that'll be me. Good on you. And they'd self-res and get killed before they could revive anybody. No. Soloed so much content with self-res. Oh mate, self-res. And what was the sniper that used to generate its own bullets? That was my favourite. And then you'd sit back miles from anywhere. You take forever to kill anything, but you got through it. That's how it went, wasn't it? OB! Hey! It's one of Ray's Praise alumni, ladies and gentlemen, from yesterday. Ha! Raise and get killed. It used to happen, do you remember? He'd be like, yes! Oh no! Damn you, Icebreaker! That was the puppy. That's the one I loved, Icebreaker. That was the fella. Guys, we have run out of time on the giveaway. So I do have my numbers. How many have we got today? We have 16. We got 1,000,000 rousters. I think Adam he's determined to win. I think he actually has it as a separate second career, that he works his way around the giveaway fraternity. Mi amigo, Rokk, what is up? Glad to be here. Oh, glad to have you, my friend. Bless you. Ray sending, and here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the one and the only Ray of Ray's Praise. Give it up for Ray and his praise. Woo-hee! Awesome. Right. What? Oh, Colm, thank you for subscribing. Bless you. That's on Twitch. Subscribe with Twitch Prime. Thank you so much. That is absolutely fantastic. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. That is very, very generous. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Right, I'm going to add the giveaway folk into the giveaway. But I've opened the wrong window. So let me get the wheel members. Wheel members. There they are. Wheel entrance. Puff. There we are. Oh, I've been watching, I've been telling you, I've been watching Yellowstone. Man, that show gets heavy. Boy, oh boy. So, 1923 has ended. I didn't realise that they'd already commissioned a second season. So we get to the end of season 1 and we're thinking, what an abysmal ending. Nothing was resolved. And then I looked it up and indeed, they are working on season 2. So fear not, young Rokk. 1886, that's the one. I read the other day that they're actually working on a new series that's just after 1883, not 1886. That's the wife that's got me saying that. Oh yes, Martinez is right today. Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 1. Have you guys watched it yet? Has it come out yet? I forgot all about that. You've got me excited. I'd love it if the Mandalorian walks into a room and says something like, Ellie, get down! And then, wrong notes. I'd love that. Some people were moaning about the latest episode of The Last of Us. I thought it was really good. I mean, look, I think the thing about this series is it's very grown-up sci-fi. It's not relying on a ton of special effects. It's very much about characters, interaction, emotion. It's intelligent dialogue. It's taking the show as the base and building the lore, so it keeps putting more meat on the onion. And I love it for that. Love it. Pedro Pascal is everywhere. I know. Halfway through watching The Last of Us, he's popping up on an advert selling vodka or gin or something. It's like, mate, have you not made enough money? What's wrong with you? Ah, dear. Oh, that's today. I had no clue. Yeah. I mean, Rokk going to have to watch that for sure, my friend. Absolutely. I don't know if it's a brand new story or if it somehow follows the last season, because I can't remember what happened. When I think of The Mandalorian, all I think of is sand and baby Yodas. That's all I think of. And rockets. So hopefully it's going to be completely new. Oh dear. Dorrigan, rumour is that he will be playing Solid. No, really? Oh, come on. They've got to give the job to someone else, haven't they? I guess thinking about it, he kind of does look a bit like him. That's going to be. I hope it's as good. Multi-gamer, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Just missed exclamation mark win, my friend. I've got the wheel ready to go. But if you're quick and put an exclamation mark win in the chat, I'll add you as a special treat. But you've got to be quick. And then I'll just add you, but only you. David Hayter is available for Snake. Who's David Hayter? Doesn't he sell lawnmowers or something? Is that the fella? Yo, Dre, how are ya? Dre speaks Spanish, Obi Rose. You could speak Spanish to Dre. Dre lives in proper Spain, not sort of when the Spanish went somewhere and conquered it, Spain. Yeah, he's down there in the Mediterranean Spain. Yeah, how are you, dude? I hope you're well. I hope you are very, very well. So, there we go. He's the mocap and voice of Snake. Oh, is he? In the actual game itself? That could be interesting. I'm doing good. How about you? There you go. I thought you'd sneak her in. Well done, my friend. Chiaro que sí? All good here. Is that chiaro? Or is it claro? Chiaro que sí. All good here. A lot of work. Oh, that's good. That's good. Keep yourself busy. Mind, body. Keep yourself busy. It's the key. It's the way to be. Now then, I've just got to go and add multi-gamer to the wheel, and then we will spin the little puppy, I think. Let me just pop him on the end here. I don't normally do this, but to people that pop in on a regular basis, I think it's nice just to say thank you. Multi-gamer 201, there he goes. Did you get your game, by the way, my friend? And have you been enjoying it? Hey, you guys, all of you that donated to Gaming for Mental Health, have any of you won prizes? You know, the donor prizes, the big prizes. I did. I'm not telling you what it is because it's going to pop up as a giveaway. But it's a good game. It's a good giveaway. Very much. Yes. It's going to be a good one. But if you did donate, thank you guys. much appreciated. And all of that went to a really good cause. They're already talking about the same event next year. Bigger, better, different ways to do things. Gonna be amazing. Woohoo! Miss Phoenix has joined as a Team Rokk member. Thank you so much, Miss Phoenix. Right, you, my friend, also get added to the wheel, and you will be added for all giveaways for as long as you are a member. And thank you so much for joining. That is so kind of you. I will this very moment add you to the wheel. Even if, guys, even if you enter normally through the normal route, if you are a Team Rokk member, you get added always, so you can enter at least twice that way. Miss. Woohoo! Look at that. Fantastic. Streamlabs was a bit late, but it's good to see it happen. Thank you so much. That's really, really nice. And that's an extra Team Rokk member. I feel happy again. I feel so happy. And I tell you what, Miss Phoenix, just before we go and draw, let me just add you as well to the list for the end credits. So it's actually dynamic. It does pull it in from a database, but I need to make sure you're in the database. Let me just save that down. There we go. Fantastic. Oh, that's made me really chuffed, that has. Thank you so much, guys. We got a new Twitch Prime subscriber, and we got a new Team Rokk member. Cannot say happier or fairer than that, can you? That's absolutely lovely. Happy hump day. Yeah, definitely. Definitely happy hump day. Right, guys, I'm feeling all chuffed. Should we get across and do the wheel? Should we go and spin the wheel? Ah, here we are. Yes, and we chill down with a little bit of chilly music. I had chili last night with rice. Very nice. Tell you what, the wife went for it with the chilies, though. Woohoo! I think I singed my eyebrows. It was so hot. Oh, dear. Right then, look at this. Loads of folk. Loads of folk in the wheel, as always. So what we will do is pop it up. There we go. And we shall see who's going to win. I was thinking the other day, in fact it was today, I was thinking to myself, I need to go through and see who has never won anything, because a few folk have been very lucky and they've won a few times, but there must be some guys that have never won a thing. And I was thinking one day of doing a special wheel spin, as well as the normal ones, for those that have never won anything. Just as a nice, nice gesture. It's nice to be nice, isn't it, guys? Give them a little chance. Hey, Dorgan did Cajun chicken. Whoa, lovely. How do we enter to win? My friend, as it's you would normally pop in during... See, I'm a bit sneaky, Obi. I don't always do it at the beginning or the end of the show. I do it kind of as the mood takes me, you see. The Wheel of Rejects. That's funny. But normally, if you see me and you come in, you do exclamation point win, and you get entered. But I tell you what, my friend, as a special treat, I'm going to add you anyway. So here we go, Obi Rose. I've added you, so you would, I think you will automatically have gone on to the thing, because you're a friend of the show, and also yesterday, of course, you became the praised of Ray. I've never won Horizon Zero Dawn. You might do it today, dude. You may well do it today. Shall we just spin the darn thing and see who's going to win? And see? So, Obi, there's two wheels. There's this one with all the names, and we choose who's going to win every day. And then the second wheel, which we'll do in a second, is all of today's prizes. And in amongst those prizes, which are PC Steam codes, there's the Ultimate Edition of Horizon Zero Dawn on PC, but not just one chance to win it. No, it's in there loads of times. Plus, there's choose your own, so you can choose your own game and stuff. It's all fun. Just a bit of fun, that's all it is. All right, guys, I'm going to spin that little puppy now. Here we go. Oh, it's nice. Who's it going to be? It's starting to slow. I'm kind of heading ahead of the wheel to see where it's going to slow down here. Well, all of these guys have won before. What can you do? We need the rejects. I think Big Steve won fairly recently as well. Bless you, Big Steve. I can't say no. It's not his fault, is it? It's not his fault, Big Steve. I tell you what, because we've got a couple of new folk in today, Big Steve's definitely a winner. Because we've got a couple of new folk in, and I'm celebrating, we've got a new Team Rokk member and a new Twitch Prime member, I'm going to spin it again, all right? Is that okay with you guys? You don't mind a second spin, do you? See if you can win again. I'm going to shuffle it up. Look at it shuffle. You see, this is what I do. I shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And on top of the shuffle, there's another thing I can do as well. Let me just change the spin time. We'll go with 40 seconds, all right? Let's shuffle it again. Here we go. Reject wheel. I know, I'm so naughty. Right, we're going to do another one. So we're going to have 2 prizes today. Big Steve's definitely got one in the pot. And now we're going to do it again. All right, guys? Here we go. Oh. See, it's going to go longer, deeper, further. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Let's see who's it going to be. I'm going to look ahead. Flipmig could be Rouster. After all of his millions of entries. If it lands on you and he never wants to win, it's come round to William. Oh, it's still going though. Hang on. It's going to be Bjorn, is it? It's going to be Bjorn. Can't say fairer than that, guys. Can't say fairer than that. Dad plays games. Bless him. Right, so we're going to spin the games in the same order. So we are going to Bjorn. I know, what can you do? Right, so first thing I'm going to do is switch to the games. There we go. Right, so we're now at the games. And we're going to do them in the same order as the winners. So the first winner, let me just close that down. The first winner was Big Steve. So let me get the games up. Here it is. Right, let's spin the games, guys. This one's for Big Steve. Here you go, Big Steve. I'm being fair, guys, aren't I? I can't help randomness. It's the luck of the draw. Horizon's going today, says Dorrigan. It's getting close, mate. Right, it's gone past Horizon. Choose 2 games. You can't stop on that for Big Steve. I just gave 2 games away. Wow, Big Steve, what a cheek. Wow, giving 3 games away today. Oh, 1 second, my friend Obi. I'll come back on that one. Choose 2 games goes to Big Steve. Right, well done, Big Steve. Right, let's shuffle it up again. Gets to choose 2 games. Let's spin it for Bjorn. Here we go. Go, Bjorn. Go, Bjorn. Go, Bjorn. We should be playing some ABBA at this point, shouldn't we? She was a dancing queen, 17, only 17. I think I may have got the lyrics wrong. Choose your game. No, give him shooting stars. Yes, go on, keep going, keep going. Yes. Stop before Horizon. Martinez will have a cow. There we go. Shooting stars goes to Bjorn. Bless him. Why not? He is a star after his weekend. I think he fully deserves a little treat. Bless him. There you go, guys. That wasn't so bad, was it? Let's get back to the welcome. The welcomes section. Because there was a question from Rose, Obi Rose here. And it was, Rokk, I saw you finish God of War. Can I get a spoiler-free opinion? Yeah, it's really funny, mate, because when I started playing it, famously I said, it's not doing it for me. It just feels like the original game, and I kind of wanted something different. by the end, I was in awe of it. On every level, it's flawless, and I mean totally high end. So graphically, it's amazing. The story's amazing. The mechanics are amazing. The acting is amazing. The music's amazing. I played just the campaign on the story mode, as easy as it gets, and I reckon I must have easily have spent 70 hours in that game. I mean, it's just not a slouch. I rented it, so for me it was a case of do your side missions later, because I've rented it, which means when it comes out for cheap or when it gets added to PlayStation Plus Premium in a year or two, I'll pick it up. I'll get my cloud save down and I'll finish everything off. Yeah, bro, I am in your boat. I still feel that way, and I am about halfway through and hoping there's something better at this point. That's how I felt initially. And do you know what, mate? It probably was about halfway. And for me, it was like, oh, it's just the same as the old game. And it took a while. And as you progress, you unlock new weapons and new mechanics, which really helps as well. I know Ant was saying to me, it gets really emotional and you'll get pulled in with it. And that never happened to me, I've got to be honest with you. And I am quite an emotional guy. I love a blubber, whether it's a TV show, a film or a game. If there's a slot for me to get out the Kleenex, I'm there. In a nice way, guys. And that never happened for me, not in this one. But by the end, I enjoyed it. I really liked it. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm really struggling to like the game. Are you disliking it, or is it just, you see, I think a major problem for me, and it might be the same for you, is if a game has been mega hyped up, for me, I'm instantly anti it. Because I'm not a sheep, you know, I'm not a maverick, but I don't just get sucked in because it's been hyped. And how many times have we played games that have been, you know, the best game ever, and you play it and it's like, that's all right, you know? And one man's best meal he's ever eaten is another man's I wouldn't go to that restaurant again. It's true, isn't it? We're all different. So different games are going to appeal to different people. Some people like long, drawn-out games with epic stories. Others like short beat-em-ups, a couple of minutes of fun and adrenaline, and then come out and go back again later. Talking of which, it's my very good friend. Look at this. We've got the two buddies, Obi Rose and Cowboy, in the same chat. Two of my favourite folk on YouTube. Absolutely brilliant. And there's Ray, he's praising away. Wonder who's going to be on Ray's Praise next week. He totally surprises me every single week, guys. I genuinely never know who Ray is going to praise until I look at the show notes, because everybody has the show notes to put their own section in. So I do the news, and then William, he goes off and pre-records his whole pro tips thing. He genuinely does. On the day, he plays the game specifically for pro tips, and then he writes his bullet points, remembers stuff. Honestly, these guys are legends. And then Ray thinks up his praise, does a bit of research, goes and checks them out and stuff, and it's not until the very, very last few minutes before the show that he puts it in there. And I'm like, wow, that's a great choice, Ray. Everyone is an amazing choice. Absolutely brilliant. Dorrigan hates the mega hype. It's why Breath of the Wild does nothing for me. I purposely stayed away from the hype on Ragnarok to avoid that situation. This is why, my friend, I like to rent those big games, because similarly, I bought 3 freaking copies of Hogwarts Legacy, one to give away and one for each daughter. Although the one of the daughters one is mine, but it's ended up being hers. And I'm renting it on PlayStation now, and I'm like, you know what? Rent the game, and then if you don't like it, there's nothing lost, is there? Just pop it back in the post. Ant does the same thing. And if you find a game that you absolutely love and you think this is definitely one of my all-time favourite games, I'm going to keep coming back to it, then you buy it or wait for it to drop in price. I just think the problem, though, is Sony and Microsoft are moving towards and away from, they're moving towards digital. and away from physical discs. So when I got my PSVR 2, I spoke to my rental guys and I said, are you going to get any PSVR 2 titles? And they said, we'd love to, but Sony's not putting them out on disc. Unless it's someone that's got it on Oculus and any other devices, there are plenty out there, then that's fine. But so there's no opportunity to rent them. That's why it's great, because at the moment most games you can get, not all by the way, some of them are exclusive to digital now, some of them aren't. But I tell you, Ant and I are worried one day they're going to the whole rental. Do you know, Ant, in a way, I was thinking about this. Boosteroid, in a way, is a bit like a rental thing, isn't it? If you think about it. So with the rental guys, they buy, half a dozen copies of a game, and I don't know how they manage it legally, they send that copy out to people to play it. I don't know how that works. If I give my game to somebody, commercially, that's piracy, or I don't know how it works. I suppose maybe in their model, they have a thing that says they're actually selling it to you for $10, in which case you're perfectly entitled to sell it, but every time you get it, it's never been installed, has it? You install it for the first time. It's never been, as far as the game is concerned, you can keep installing it. I don't know how it works, but I'm thinking that's what Boosteroid should do. Become like a digital rental company using the same business, legals, whatever the legals are, the same model as those rental companies. I reckon they'd clean up, wouldn't they? You'd pay your $10 a month, and you can basically play any number of games that they've purchased several licenses for. The only thing is, I suppose, you'd be limited to the amount of licenses they purchased, wouldn't you? But if they sold it for rental more than 10 times, they've made a profit, haven't they? But they've got to cover their hosting and bandwidth costs as well, which of course the physical disc guys don't have. They can pop it in the post, so they've got a couple of quid postage in there, buying at discounted rates, I guess. But you can see my point here, guys, can't you? Ant says, Rokk Show, the reason why we don't get hyped about games is because we rent games. Exactly. So we know we'll try that. It's exactly it, mate. So, oh, by the way, did you see, I think they're called Luminous, the guys that did Forspoken, have sold to Microsoft? Somebody bought them recently. Hang on a second. Forspoken developer sold. Square Enix has announced that Luminous Productions, developer of the recently released Forspoken, will merge with that publisher on May the 1st, which I thought was quite interesting. I don't know if it was their first game, but let's have a look at Luminous. Let's get over to can I get over to Larry? You might have some news here, guys, I've forgotten all about. News page, where are we? Here we are. News. I'm thinking of coming back to Melon for Rokk Show as well, for various reasons. There it is, found it. Right, okay, let's get that one. Perfect. Let's get up to Larry. Simple Larry, there he is. Right, yes, Forspoken developer Luminous has been purchased by Square Enix, Rokk, ending its status as a separate entity. The news follows a middling reception. You really enjoyed it, Anne, didn't you, Forspoken? I know you were saying to me the other day. No, was it you or was it Ray? Was it you, my friend? One of you two had played Forspoken and you said it took a little while to get used to the controls, but once you did, you really enjoyed it. I think it was you, Ant. I feel like this is a big DLC. I've seen nothing that has wowed me, minus the first fight with you-know-who, but it seems like the same level design. What are we talking about here? I've done it again. I've done it again. Whoa, Blee Flew Flower. Looks like I'm late to the party. But it's good to see you, though, my friend. I don't think William is streaming today. He was saying on his show, on Rokk Show yesterday, that he's got to go and have some doctory things done. So let me have a quick look and see. But I've got a fairly strong feeling. No, we've got Nerd's World doing his Bioshock, but that's it. So we're good. We're good today for a little bit. So you're good, my friend. Normally we'd be saying goodbye, but we're not. Only those worthy of praise. Oh, poor old Anne. I know we were saying this on the show last night. It's a good job you're not in the audience. You'd be saying, why am I not getting praised? Because you don't need it, mate. This is for Obi. We all love him and we love his content. And, you know, you really did your thing to boost him into the community when he started. But he's only got 100 and something subs, mate. He needs and deserves more love. But you've got your 3, 4, 5,000 subscribers. And everybody knows you're amazing. We don't need to send people. We praise you. I praise you all the time. It happens that I can't watch all 4 hours of your show. But I try and watch as much as I can every day. We know, you know we love you, mate. Rokk, I said the same thing right before Dorrigan's comment. Oh, what about hype and stuff? How does rental work? So I'll show you, Miss Phoenix. I'll actually take you to who I use. They're in the UK. Boomerang Rentals, here they are. Let me just log in. I don't think it's going to show you the password, so you're all good. So what happens is, and it's an ancient looking site, bless them. I'm guessing it's a fairly small, in the UK, they're a fairly small outfit. They're the only guys that do it now. In the States, the one that Ant uses are huge, and you can tell their site's just so much more advanced. But basically, what you do is you set your account up, excuse me, and then you have a list of games. Now, oh, look at this. Wolong Fallen. Now, I actually deleted, I had a whole list of about 10 in my, games to rent list. And I deleted them all because I only want them to send me Hogwarts Legacy at the moment. I'm just going to do that. Get rid of Wolong. Don't need Wolong. It's on Game Pass, guys. So, and that's out, might be out today, actually, 3rd of March. So I basically build all your list up. So let's say, for example, I'm interested in some new PS5 titles. Here we are. And I have a little look on the list. We've got Great Cave Digger 2, Rumblefish 2, Chef Life. Any of these games, by the way, Broken Pieces, I've been playing that on PC for quite some time now. It's a great game. And the fact that it's come to PS5 is really cool. I love it. So let's say, for argument's sake, I wanted Octopath Traveler 2. It's a good little game. I just hit rent it and it gets added to my list. I instantly will delete it though, because I don't want them to send me that over and above my Hogwarts. No, we're just going to delete that for now. Bless them. Save changes. And the cost, because that's the thing you want to know, isn't it, is really good, I think. So if you think about how much it would cost you, in fact, let me log out and I can show you the prices and stuff. So if you think how much it would cost you to buy a game, and you can keep these games as long as you want. There's no fee for not sending it back. They send it to you in a free post envelope. So just put it back in the free post and send it back. You don't pay for postage. So let's have a little look and I shall show you here. So for example, I pay $10.99 a month. I can get one game at a time, but I can have as many games one after another. So if I get a game and I think this ain't me, I haven't wasted anything because I just put it straight back in the post on the same day. If I get the post right, they get it the next day and they replace it with another one in my list. Works a treat. There are cheaper. I mean, look, you could have more games a month. I suppose if you've got a lot of people in your family, you might want to get an Xbox game and a PlayStation game. That works out quite well. There's other little packages. You can have less, so unlimited priority. They'll try and give you the latest games that you've asked for ahead of anybody else. You pay like an extra £1 for that. But it goes down. It goes all the way down to $3.99 a month. But for $3.99, let me see if it comes up here. You only get games that are older than 6 months old, which, you know, for a lot of people is perfectly fine. And you can only have one a month. So, you know, it's a little bit less. But let me get rid of that. But for $7.99, you can have games that are 3 months or older, and you can have 2 per month. So yeah, they've got loads of. I think it's too many prices myself, but they must have a reason. But you know, they cover PlayStation 5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S. No, they don't do S because that's digital only. Sorry, Xbox One, Switch, PS3, 360, Wii, Wii U, and 3DS. So there's a fair range of games, and they get all the latest titles. And you can go back and back and back and back. So I did have Dead Space and Forspoken and all those guys, but at the moment I only want to get Hogwarts, and that's why I've just doctored it. Now, I know that they're saying it's 6 days or later. I'm not worried. Destiny 2's just come out, Lightfall. I've got other games that I want to finish off. So it's just a good way of saving a shed load of money, quite honestly. The fully digital VR2 is a major detractor for me. Yeah, because, you know, it's like Nintendo, is it? You're always paying the full price for games unless Sony wants to discount them. And that was one of the things really that in the end, you know, made me think maybe this isn't for me, because I'm so used to either getting games from developers for trial is one thing, and I could put out for some codes, but I couldn't be bothered, to be honest. Well, Apple will allow you to rent a digital copy of a movie, just don't know how it will work with games yet. Yeah, that's true. It'd be interesting, won't it? I mean, as a developer, if I was a developer, I'd want to be moving to digital as quickly as possible. You know, it drastically reduces the opportunity to pirate. But of course, the absolute ultimate best thing for anti-piracy is cloud, because you never have the game on your own system, which is why, for me, I'm baffled why there are still studios that are reluctant to get into it, because it just makes so much sense. They're part of Square Enix. Yeah, just rolled in. I think Luminous merged back into Square Enix. Yeah. Oh, they'd come out, had they? Blee Flew Fly. I didn't know that. I kind of read it as if that was the case, but I didn't really know their history. So they broke out, did a game, and then they got sucked back in again. Like it. I think Square just disbanded the team because Forspoken wasn't great. Oh, I see. Oh, there's more to this story than meets the eye, is there? So they were a team within Square Enix, is this right? Working on Forspoken. They said the game's not good enough, sacked them, and then they took the game away. Is this right? Am I getting this right? They finished the game, put it out there, actually got reasonable reviews for it, and then Square Enix bought them back. Is that what happened? Do you know, I don't think I've ever heard anything like that. It's interesting. Forspoken is amazing, hate to say, but at the moment I think it might be better than God of War. Yeah, I've got it definitely on my list. Definitely on my list. I do tend to be somebody, Obi, who, having played a game, I tend to forget them quite quickly. There's 1 or 2 games that stay with me, like Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, which I go on about all the time, my favourite indie title of all time. I just love it. I love it. I can jump in and play that game, just walk around the village. Everybody's gone? Everybody's gone. Or going to the Rapture. There it is. Everybody's gone to the Rapture. I just adore this game. It's just amazing. And if you've not played it, I highly recommend it. Not for everybody. I find it really quite emotional. It's quite a sad game. trying to mute it. There we go. Yeah, it's quite a sad game. It's an amazing story. I think the Chinese Room got bought by Microsoft, actually, the guys that did this. But it's just beautiful. It's gorgeous. You walk around a sunny summer English village, which I'm sure there are villages that look like it. And there are these echoes of the past. And you intercept, this is an echo here, you intercept these echoes and you get treated with interaction between a couple of characters that progress a story. And you really don't uncover the whole thing until you get towards the end. But I adore it. The other one is Death Stranding. Now these are two games that they're polarizing for people. Not everybody agrees with me, but I love both those games. Strong stories, trying something different. Graphically gorgeous. Even now, everybody's gone to the rapture. It's just such a beautiful game. Yeah, you can't hear it anyway. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I heard about Obi getting praise. I almost crashed my car. He almost cashed his car. He almost sold his ride. It was me, Rokk. Yeah, I thought it was, and I loved it. Once I got the controls down and I played it all the way through, it's definitely the next one on my list. So I'm really looking forward to Dead Space, Forspoken. We've got Redfall coming up in a couple of months. That looks good on Xbox. I'm still loving Atomic Heart. I really want to get that one finished on Game Pass. There's a ton of great games on PlayStation this month. Trouble is, I've played them all. So, but if you haven't, amazing. I liked Forspoken. Fine, only played the demo, but it didn't blow my socks off. Yeah, same with the demo. And quite a few people said the same thing. I think it was probably not a good idea to put that demo out, if I'm honest. But Ant felt the same way about the demo, but really enjoyed the actual game. I don't know. It's definitely one I think it's a renter for me. 100% it's a renter. Very big letdown for Dorrigan. Wanted it to be so good. And Ray's commenting on Ant there. Ray's raised. I mean, I can't see, but I see. Do you get it now? Does it make sense now to you? I hope so. If you want to know more, just DM me or something. And in fact, I think it used to be if you drop me your email address and I put it into a form on their website, I get a free month and you get a free month or something like that. I can't remember how it works, but it's definitely worth a good. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, like Gamefly, exactly like Gamefly, Obi, but I think Gamefly is better. I think they've just, from what Ant has shown, they've got more options and it's a more professional outfit. I get that this is probably a little shed in, trading estate somewhere with three guys and taking the games off of shelves and the old big fat dude with his cigar running the whole thing, but they've never let me down. And sometimes you have to wait a little bit for the newer games, but it's good. Yeah, it's worth it. Absolutely worth it. I've been renting games from Boomerang since about 10 years, and I have saved thousands and thousands of pounds in games. That's how I look at it. I think you have it about right regarding Luminous. They were an R&D tech team that made the engine for Final Fantasy 15, and I think at one point they were even working on a next gen. It's interesting, isn't it? You see, it's the same with Twitter and other companies. They go and Stadia, Google. They go, well, look, guys, profits not as high as they were last year. So we've got to show shareholder value. We're going to have to get rid of a ton of staff. But you employed these people initially to fulfill a role in the company. And sometimes that role is gone. That's understandable. But other times you're getting rid of them just to get shareholder value. And you end up not having the knowledge. And so what do? They do the whole shareholder value thing. Their share price goes up. Everybody's happy. Then they take them all back on again. But in the meantime, it's humans, it's people's lives they're playing with, it's people's, livelihoods. You imagine one day you're made redundant, you're in the pits of despair, and then 2 months later they come back and say, do you like your job back? Meanwhile, you just literally were about to put your head in a noose. Okay, Forspoken was good, but it isn't nowhere near as good as Ragnarok. And I beat them both, so I know, beginning to end. Yeah. I feel the same. I definitely got it in the end, Ant. Definitely got it in the end. And I hope Obi does eventually. It did take me a little while, I have to say. And I reckon it probably was about halfway through the game as well, truthfully. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's the case. Thank you, my friend. That feels about right. So if a game goes cloud, PC mods stop, which might hamper sales. Only reason I have some PC games are the mods. That's if it went cloud only, of course. And I've got a feeling that a certain cloud-based streaming service that I'm an ambassador for is working on options for modding. So that might not be out of the woods anyway. That may well be a thing what happens, my friend. Anyway, that was Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Not there anymore. I mean, you can pick it up for pennies. You can play it for free on PlayStation because it's on one of their PS. I think it's on the base one in their library for cloud. So you can play it in cloud, and it looks just as good because it's it's a PS3 game. Bless its little socks. Oh, I love that game. Love it. Let me know, guys, if you do give it a go, what you think, whether you enjoy it. But you've got to walk around and get into it. Yes, it's a bit of a walking sim. Funnily enough, the other game I mentioned was Death Stranding in a similar vein, but yeah, it's what it is. It is what it is. So, yep, that's that one. Rokk, I just finished Death Stranding. I absolutely adored that game. Thank you, my friend. It is one of my all-time favourite games. And do you not agree with me, Bleefloofla? The payoff at the end is like, wow. I was choked up big time at the end, and you've really got to play the whole game to appreciate the story, the way it unravels, and the emotion and the music. Just an amazing game. I cannot wait for the second one. Thank you so much for that, contributing that. I knew I wasn't the only one out there. Forspoken, 100% a renter. Please don't judge it by the demo. When I played the demo, I felt the same way. Yeah, I knew that. That's been the case for everyone that I know that rented, that played the demo. And yet when they played it after, they said, actually, right, I quite enjoyed it. And that's the thing. It's like, why do you put those demos out there if they're not going to do the game justice? Particularly, all you're doing is, it's almost like a technical proof of concept, isn't it? All you're really doing is saying, this is how the game looks, and these are the mechanics. But you've had no time to invest in the story, or the characters, or, their trials and tribulations, all of that stuff. So it's like, I just don't think that's what I really like, and Stadia was going there as well at the end, and you can still do it with Steam, is where you can basically buy it and try it for 2 hours within a 2-week period. Steam does this. Even now they do it. So you buy a game, give it a go. As long as you don't go over those 2 hours within a 14-day period, you can cancel it and get your money back. I think that's so good. Sony won't touch anything like that. If you've downloaded it, that's it as far as they're concerned. You've tasted it, which is terrible, but that's what they do. Stadia was starting to do an even better thing where you could trial every game anyway for 2 hours, irrespective of whether you bought it or not. Some were 2 hours, some were 30 minutes, some were longer, depending on the game, but they were just going the right way to build user confidence. Trying it out, I like this is good, playing it or buying it. Yet the game has an amazing payoff in the story. And the sad thing is, Bleefloofla, so few people ever got there. Even those that bought the game gave up before they got to the end. The gameplay gets way better after the first 5 hours. Once you get more weapons, vehicles, tools, it blows the game wide open. So much fun. Even things like the like system, where you give things likes, And as you know, as you progress in the game, it becomes live. So you can build a bridge across a ravine that makes it easier for other players to get across. And you wake up the next day and you've got 50,000 likes, and it all goes towards your character. Stuff like that. Genius. Absolutely loved it. Instead of a demo for Spoken, it should have made a trial, so you could play the actual game from the beginning. I genuinely think that's the way forward, Ant, for games. Snow has a bunch of trials. Snow Show. So they should make it one. Steam. And Now Your Mama Knows, I'll definitely pick it up on a sale. It looks really fun. I think the world and story looks interesting. Yeah, so it's a renter for me. And then, it's going to turn up on one of the free services sooner or later. And that's the point when I may or may not buy it. It's a one-off though, isn't it? There's no live service or additional end game stuff. Am I right? So it'll be a one-off. It'll be fine. Right, you lovely people. We had an extended show. I enjoyed that. That was good. When we get down to a little bit of chit chat. Sorry if I've missed your comments, by the way. I've got to go and change my chat message thing because I've set it to be really big, which means I'm possibly have shifted past some of your lovely comments, which I didn't mean to do. Sorry about that. I'm sorry, I meant Sony. Gotcha. Sony do trials. Yeah, they did. They've got some good new ones as well, haven't they? God of War Ragnarok is a trial right now, I think, and there's other good ones as well. Harry Potter, Legacy Harry Potter. So although Harry's not in it, mate, just no spoilers. Hogwarts Legacy. So I bought it 3 times. Once for a giveaway, 2 for the family. Don't ask me why, mate. I wouldn't normally. It's just I bought a PC version for both my girls to play, and then it turned out my youngest couldn't play it because she has a Mac, so I had to, and we couldn't get it to work with the family account on Boosteroid, so I had to buy her a copy, and it turns out that I can't stream it from the garage PC where I'm sat right now into my couch where I like to play my games. Moonlight doesn't stream the audio, and Steam Link doesn't do the controllers very well. So I'm renting it on PlayStation. I'm just going to finish it on PlayStation, and that'll be that one. But they love it. My daughter loves it. My daughters love it. So it's, horses for courses. I'm crying. Harry Potter isn't in the game. No spoilers. It's not in it, mate. There's no Potter to be seen. There's tons of cats. I don't know what that's all about. There's cats everywhere. I played on PC. I've played the first 3 or 4 hours, and it wasn't getting me, which is another reason why I want to play it in my lounge, nice and cozy, just give it a go. It wasn't getting me, but as we've just said about God of War, Death Stranding, and so on, sometimes you have to push through those first few hours of the game, and then it kind of starts to get to you. So I'm definitely gonna complete it. That's the next one on my list. I just finished this week. I finished God of War, and I finished Deliver Us Mars as well. So both of those finished. And I did say the other day, and I regretted saying it afterwards, I did say I thought that Deliver Us Mars was a bit of a dirge. And then when I was playing it the other day and finished it, I thought I shouldn't have said that, because it isn't. And I hope I didn't put anybody off playing it. It's actually a good game. I just don't think it's as good as Deliver Us the Moon. It's different. They've tried to do different things. There's more story. There's much more story, and that's good. And it ends quite well. This kind of builds up at the end to quite a crescendo. But you can get it cheap already, and you hang around. It'll show up. It'll be free on Amazon Luna before you can whistle and other places. So, but I enjoyed it in the end, I have to say. Oh, they are working on DLC. Okay. Well, I'll rent it again. Right, I have to ask, does it pick up? I've not played you've almost certainly played more than I have, Hogwarts. There's undoubtedly folk in the chat that have played it though, and certainly my girls have loved it, but they're massive Potter fans. I'm not a huge fan of the whole Potter books and stuff. It's not really my thing. Rokk Show, I love the community you've built to have these relaxing contractions. I haven't seen a relaxing contraction since my youngest was born. But I agree with you, my friend. That's what this is about. This is our little chill area. Whether it's midday, beginning of the day, end of the day, you guys come and we just have a chill, don't we? We don't have a... I try not to moan. I try and be positive. I try for my entire channel to be as positive as possible. So Miss Phoenix is 12 hours in, and what do you think? What do you reckon? Are you enjoying it? Is it as good as you had hoped? Are you just sticking at it because you bought it and you're hoping it's going to get better? What do you think? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. And other cliches. Oh dear. I went to rugby on Sunday, and it's the first time I've been for a little while, a couple of months. But I thoroughly enjoyed it, and we won, and we're doing okay, and I reckon my little team, these guys, oh no, it's his. It shakes, there's something in there. I think they're going to end up in the final this year. They've been in the final for the last, 5 out of 6 years? I have a feeling that they could end up in the final again this year. Chiefs! Absolutely. Did you know I used to do their app and their website and their social media, Miss Phoenix? Back in the day, I started when they were in the championship and was with them all the way through Premiership up until, 4 years ago, I think. I probably will this year, yeah. If they do qualify, I've just got a feeling they're going to be in the top 4, and I have a sneaking suspicion they're going to pull it off. My only fear is so many of the current squad are leaving that they may just, and the ones that are going to France, a lot of them, they will not get their contract if there's any level of injury. That's how they work over there. So they get to the end of the season, they get tested. If they are sound of mind and body, then they get the big bucks and they go and play for the big teams. But if they've got any kind of injury, they won't have it. So, there's that thing all the time with the top guys who are like, I really want the Chiefs to win, but I don't want to put myself in front of a rampaging fullback and end up with a broken neck. So that's my only fear. But when you've got people like Josh, who, I've had my eye on that guy since he first came into the main squad. He is just amazing. And I had lunch the other day with an ex-player, and he was telling me that he is unlike, he said, and sorry guys, you have to humour me on this. This is me and Miss Phoenix. He said that Josh and a few others are a completely new breed of player. So where the old school rugby guys were beer and pasties and, throwing midgets around the bus and stuff, that happened. He said these new guys are completely focused, totally focused on themselves, their well-being, physically, mentally, the squad, and winning. And you can so see it coming through. That's why I'm excited, actually, for the coming seasons. But yes, rugby. Ray loves a bit of rugby, don't you, my friend? Ray's a big old rugby fan. Ray's watched a few Chiefs games with me. Yeah, lots of young whippersnappers. Absolutely. It's going to be sensational in a couple of years' time. I absolutely believe that. Right, you lovely folk. I have tormented you all long enough. Thank you, everybody. Thank you as well, Big Steve and Bjorn, for winning today. Woohoo! Thank you to Miss Phoenix for joining Team Rokk. That is a massive thank you for that. And also for Colm, who, bless him, subscribed to me with his Twitch Prime over on Twitch. Bless you. I will do my best to entertain you. Tomorrow is Thursday, so we'll have a look at GeForce Now. We'll have a look at Epic. And we've got Rokk players. Woohoo! I wonder if Bjorn will be wearing his new game. Right, guys. Fantastic. Have a brilliant Wednesday. Hump day, as Miss Phoenix said. And I will be back tomorrow. And we will chat some more and chill some more. And look forward to a weekend which is just around the corner. Take care, everybody. Take care, Blue Flu Farm. Good to see you as well, my friend. All the best.
Moment, all it takes is a moment. Is it fate that you came this far unbroken? If it's destiny, you wrote it.